Hello, Shar family. I miss seeing you all. We've just entered the period called the 3 weeks. These are the weeks that lead up to Tisha B'Av, the day when we'll mourn the destruction of the temple in Jerusalem. And so yesterday was the 17th of Tammuz, the fast of Tammuz, which commemorates the fact that the walls around Jerusalem were breached. And now the 3 weeks are a time of mourning and of sorrow and of grief, leading toward Tisha B'Av, when we mourn the destruction of the Beit HaMikdash, the destruction of the temple. And yet on Shabbat there is no mourning. Mourning and grief are suspended. And yet there's a specific way that Jerusalem is mentioned. The destruction of Jerusalem is mentioned in our Shabbat liturgy, particularly in the Zmirot, the Shabbat table songs that traditionally are sung on Shabbat, sitting around the table in the middle of the meal. And so I wanted to show you just a few excerpts from our Zmirot and the references to Jerusalem and to the destruction. At the end of several of the Zmirot, Jerusalem is mentioned, but not in the context of mourning or of sorrow for the destruction, but in the context of hope. Hope for the rebuilt Jerusalem, hope for the redemption, the Messianic era. So for example, the song Yom Zeh Yisrael, this is one of the Zmirot that is traditionally sung on Shabbat. This Zemer ends with Chadesh Mikdashenu Zachra Nechrevet, asking God, renew our temple. Remember Necherevet, that city that was in ruins. Tuvcha Moshienu Tinale Ne'etzevet, of your goodness, our Savior, give to us, to your forlorn, those who sit b'Shabbat Yoshevet, b'Zemer u'Shvacha. We sit here singing songs of Shabbat, hoping for the full redemption. And of course, this is sung. This is one of the Zmirot. Chadesh Mikdashenu Zachra Necherevet, Tuvcha Moshienu Tinale Ne'etzevet, and so on. And it has to do with the fact that Shabbat is understood by our rabbis to be Me'ein Olam Haba, a slice of the world to come, a taste of redemption. And so on Shabbat, we're longing for more of that. We're yearning for it. And we're asking for the full redemption. We're asking for the rebuilding of Jerusalem and the end of the exile. Another one of the Zmirot, this is Yaribon Olam, which I know Yosi will sing for us in just a couple of minutes. It also ends with a hope for redemption, a hope for a rebuilt Jerusalem. L'miktashech tuv u'lekodesh kudshin, return to your temple, return to the Holy of Holies, the place where spirits and souls will rejoice. V'zamru lach shirin v'rachshin, they will sing to you songs and melodies, b'Yerushalem, in Jerusalem, city of beauty. Again, Shabbat is associated with a hope for redemption. And finally, I'll read to you from one other of the Zmirot, of these Shabbat table hymns. This one is Ma Yedidut, how beloved is your rest. And it ends as well with Me'ein Olam Haba Yom Shabbat Menucha. The taste of the world to come is the Shabbat day. Kol hamitangim ba yizku lerov simcha. All who enjoy themselves on it will merit much happiness. Mechevle Mashiach yutzalu lirvacha. They will be rescued from the pangs of the Messianic era. This is the understanding that before a complete redemption, before really a perfect tomorrow, there are pangs of suffering, Chevle Mashiach. So when things are really bad, perhaps we know that specifically then, dafka then, better times are ahead. And Pidudenu tatzmiach v'nasyagon v'anacha, our redemption will spring forth. Our sorrow and sighing will flee. So Shabbat is a time during the 3 weeks of mourning for us to suspend our sadness and to hope for redemption and to think of the best possible tomorrow, because Shabbat is a taste of that tomorrow. And perhaps right now, we don't so much need these 3 weeks to suspend our celebrations. I mean, we haven't been here for weddings anyway, to suspend our galas and our concerts. We really haven't had that kind of normalcy and those kinds of gatherings, and those happy moments have been compromised. But Shabbat has always been here, and Shabbat is Me'ein Olam Haba. And the suffering that we experience right now in our world is filled with uncertainty. We don't know when this will end. We don't really know when the world will change. But perhaps this Chevlei Mashiach, this concept of the pangs of the Messianic era, can be a concept that we can hold on to. That in the process of the 3 weeks is a way of moving through mourning, through grief, into better times ahead. And Me'ein Olam Haba, this idea that Shabbat is a taste of the world to come, is the implication that we already know what better looks like. We already know that the future is bright. We know that the pangs of the Messiah mean that we'll come through this, that we will go me yagon l'simcha, from sadness back to joy, to happiness, and to celebration. And may that be our prayer this Shabbat, that we may find Me'ein Olam Haba, a taste of the world to come, only growing and expanding in the weeks and months ahead. Shabbat Shalom.
We try to infuse as much ruach, as much spirit as possible, especially on Shabbat day. That is why around the world it is traditional in many homes to sing zmirot, to sing songs around the Shabbat table. And perhaps one of the most famous of these songs, the Zemer, is called Yaribon, God, Master of the Universe. It was written by Rabbi Yisrael ben Moshe, who was born in Damascus in the year 1555. Later on in his teenage years, he moved to Tzfat, the epicenter of mysticism. And mysticism played a great role in his life and influenced many of the poems and songs which he wrote. That is also why this song, Yaribon, is written in Aramaic and not in Hebrew, as that was the language that was used by the mystics. Yaribon olam ve'olamaya ve'olamaya Antu malaka melech malchaya melech malchaya Ovad gevurtech ve'timaya shefar kadamach le'achavaya שבחין הסדר צפרה ורמשה, צפרה ורמשה. לך לה קדישה דיברה כל נפשה, דיברה כל נפשה. עירין קדישין ובניהן השחבת ברע ואופי שמיה. Yaribon olam ve'olamaya ve'olamaya Antu malaka melech malchaya melech malchaya Ravrevin ovdech ve'takifin ve'takifin Machich remaya ve'zakif kefifin ve'zakif kefifin לא יחיה גבר שנין אלפין לה יהול גבורתך בחוש בניה יריבון עולם ועולמיה ועולמיה אנטו מלכה מלך מחיה מלך מלכיה אליה דילה יקר ורבותה, יקר ורבותה. פרוקייתה נח מפורמה יבתה, מפומר יבתה. והפק יתמך מגוגלותמך, תבחרת מכל אומיה, יריבון עולם ועולמיה ועולמיה. אנטו מלכה מלך מלכיה, מלך מלכיה. למקדשך טוב, למקדשך טוב, למקדשך טוב, ולקודש קודשין, למקדשך טוב, למקדשך טוב, למקדשך טוב, ולקודש קודשין, התרדי ויחדון בי ויחדון רוחין ונפשין, התרדי ויחדון רו ויחדון רוחין ונפשין, רוחין ונפשין, רוחין ונפשין, ויזמרון לך שירין ורחשין בירושלים, קרתא דשופריה, ויזמרון לך שירין ורחשין בירושלים, קרתא דשופריה, יא ריבון עולם ועולמיה ועולמיה, אנטו מלכה מלך מלכיה, מלך מלכיה.